Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for having the good opportunities to share our activities around secure supply chain at IBM. My name is Fumiko Satoh from IBM Research at Tokyo. And today I'd like to introduce quickly our activities around how IBM makes software supply chain secure as much as possible. Okay, and yeah, this is an introduction of me, and my name is Fumiko, and yeah, working at IBM Research, and my recent responsibility is leading hybrid cloud and security research group, and recent research interest is security and compliance for cloud native, and so then now we are working for how we can, make secure cloud-native platform, and also that we are working for how we can compliant of the platform. Okay, and today, first of all, I would like to show this chart. Yeah, this is a software life cycle you can see, and we have several phases in this life cycle. So, and the design and develop and deploy, and then we will move to the maintenance phases, of course. And so then you can see on the black box on top of this, and this box shows several security attacks we already observed. So, and you may know, and we found several attacks at every phases of software lifecycle. So maybe the most famous one is SolarMint. You can see the maintenance phases like that. But and this attacks is only for maintenance phase, but to protect this software supply chain, we need to tackle all of these phases as much as possible, and to mitigate the security risks. That's our point, that the security is a very important but difficult for supply chain security. Okay, and so to tackle this difficult problem, so there is some activities and there is some a lot of guidelines and so on. You can see on the NIST of the United States has several guidelines to make secure that softwares. And also then there is some activities at the open source, open communities, like this OpenSSF, of course. And also then we have several discussions around software buildable materials, SBOM, and that is one of the key aspects to share the details of the software and open source materials inside the software. But then, we have several activities, but then the problem is how we can adapt this information into the real software development cycle and also software maintenance cycle and so on. So you can see that the figures at the center is also the software lifecycle. So you can see several input and output that we need to tackle to make secure. So then, of course, we need to find the way to protect the input of the source and build and package. And also that we need to find how we can protect the output of each phases. So then the problem is we need to adapt this kind of information into the real software development. So the IBM has several principles and policies, to make software supply chain secure. So today, and I'd like to introduce briefly these some principles at IBM. So this is the first one. You can see, reliable and repeatable automation is one of our initial principles, which is everything as code. So as code means making automation, for everyone, everything. So, and in these principles, we are trying to automate several activities inside the software supply chain as much as possible. So in that sense, the infrastructure as code is automation of infrastructure deployment and configuration and so on. And also the software supply chain can be automated as possible, and also the deployment and also additionally the compliance management is also automated in the software supply chain. Yeah, this is initial principles at IBM. So in that sense, we are trying to leverage these kind of open technology like Terraform and text and so on. So this is a second principles of a secure software supply chain. It is we are trying to mitigate security risks at early stage as much as possible. So the security and the compliance is tend to consider at the last stage of the software development. But in this principles, we are trying to consider security and the compliance management as much as possible at the early stage of software development. So, and also that we need to automate the kind of management. So that, we are trying to automate the scanning and testing. And also the, we are trying to have some compliance automation. So that one of the key technology is getting some evidence for audit readiness, for a compliance audit at the early stage. It means that we also having leverage. We also leverage existing tools like Liquid Lab and so on. Okay, and this is the third one. So I have introduced several principles and automation and the mitigate risk as much as at early stage as much as possible. And so then we are trying to standardize this kind of principles, and also we try to reuse at several software development phases. So, and we are trying to make some toolchain templates that embody DevSecOps practices. This is one of our standardization to encourage the reuse of these practices. Also, then, we are trying to make some reference architectures. That is, we are trying to. I'm trying to introduce later, and so then this is very important activities that we make some standardized approach inside our company. And also, one of the important things is we are trying to integrate a mix of tools like third-party tools and open source, and also the in-house tools and methodologies. And so then we do not restrict one a specific type of applications like in-house or some third parties, and we will use several types of tools that makes a good supply chains for our software development. And also another important thing is we are trying to improve this kind of practices continuously. So this is incremental process to improve these principles and to get some new technologies and new tools after having some discussion in such kind of this open community and some cross-industry discussion and so on. So this is principles, and I introduced today. And also I mentioned that the standardization is a very good important things at IBM. So IBM have designed one of our reference architecture that's called one pipeline. This one pipeline concept is shiftless on security and compliance. So that it means that we are trying to apply security and compliance posture at the early phase of the software development. So in that sense, we are, of course, our software development is led by DevOps practices, and also then DevOps is integrated with security and compliance management. So this figure is a little bit conceptual chart, but we are in this architecture, we are trying to integrate security and compliance management with the DevOps as much as possible. So you can see, and we are trying to DevSec phases, and also after that, we are trying to ops with security phase. And then we feed back to the DevOps phase, which is our reference architecture as one pipeline. So, and you can see this is one pipeline that shows what kind of approach and one kind of tools are already integrated in this architecture. So the previous page shows a little bit conceptual chart, and so that this chart shows a little bit details what technology and what approach is already included in this process. So you can see, and as a continuous integration means software development phase, and so we are trying to adapt several security-related things into this integration phase, like SBOM generation, and also, of course, the code review is a very, very general, and also the OSS license checks and so on. And CIS benchmarks is one of our key standards. We are trying to check and keep to make this software as development. And this is just an example of our activities. And after that, we are moving to development phase, which includes some additional security and compliance activities, including automatic checking and compliance checking. And also one is important thing is enforcement for signed artifacts as a development of this software. So this kind of security and compliance management is very tightly integrated in this development process. So then, after that, at the management and the operation phase, we are trying to check the compliance state continuously. So, and here you can see some continuous compliance check is executed by, how can I say that? By getting some audit logs, audit readiness. And also then the alerting and reporting is also automated in this compliance process, in this operation process. So in the kind of technologies and methods are already tightly integrated in this development phase. So then IBM has trying to develop software to make secure as much as possible based on this kind of one pipeline architecture. Okay, and the lastly, this is a little bit specific example how we adapt this reference architecture with some existing technologies and existing policies. So maybe you can imagine that we have there are several stakeholders around the software development process. So there is some developers of software codes, and also then we have DevOps engineer and the compliance manager and so on. So then we need to some policies and rules or some methodologies to integrate these kind of stakeholders with technology. So, and these are just a quick example, and we are trying to integrate these kind of stakeholders by leveraging some tools like Slack or some Git, of course. And also we have some process. We have some process to trigger these stakeholders for their activities, like software source code commit into the Git repository will be a trigger to alert some DevOps engineers to start a continuous development phase with security and compliance posture. Also the continuous compliance phase, security compliance engineer and some support, operation and support team will be worked for this, for these steps. So in that sense, and in the system, we are trying to integrate and leverage the existing lot of tools and methodologies and guidelines to collaborate these stakeholders to make this one pipeline implementation. So then based on that implementation, so that we support 24 operations with follow the sun support for software and cloud operations. Okay, that's a very quick introduction of our activities at IBM for securing software supply chain. Okay, lastly, and I'd like to show additional information of IBM point of view. So, and you can see some blogs at the website that is sharing our IBM activities for a security, secure supply chain, and also the open source community. So of course, IBM is very actively collaborating with OpenSSF. So of course we want to continue the kind of open community activities, to make the software development process more secure as much as possible across industry and across company, with open community members. Okay, that's all today. Thank you very much.